Whoops, Biden just let the cat out the bag about raising your taxes if he's put back in office. Of course, he would have to raise taxes. There's not enough millionaires and billionaires to get the money that he wants from you, that the government wants from us. It's not enough millionaires and billionaires to pay off the government. So of course they're gonna have to come after the average American, the middle class, because we're the ones that have the most money as a whole. So of course they're going to come after the middle class. He's going to have to raise your taxes because you think they're going to cut spending. The government is not going to stop their spending. They're going to spend it even more. They're going to continue to give so-called aid to other countries. They're going to continue to support Israel, continue to support Ukraine, and just give us and keep borrowing and borrowing money and raising our taxes. That's the only way they're going to be able to pay for this. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Red State, from Nick Aroma. And he reports that Joe Biden has frequently claimed that he doesn't want to raise taxes on anyone other than those making more than $400,000 a year. He said it, for example, this week in Scranton, Pennsylvania, also throwing in falsehoods that he never made $400,000. We know that's a lie. We've seen the receipts from the Chinese Communist government that gave you and your son millions of dollars. So no, so he never made more than 400,000. I mean, who believes this? That's why he's a lifelong politician. Who believes this guy? But let's play this clip here.
Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000 will pay an additional penny. I hope you're all able to make $400,000. I never did. But they're not going to pay an extra penny in federal taxes. That's a promise. Nobody.
That's a lie.
Not one penny.
I mean, who believes this guy? If you believe that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. Exactly. He's made everyday life made everyday life more expensive with his Bidenflation. Y'all know I talk about it all the time, which is costing us hundreds more a month in additional costs. That in itself is a tax. Inflation in itself is a tax, especially if your payment is not keeping up with inflation. But he also said something very concerning about taxes at the International Brotherhood of Electric Workers Union conference on Friday. The journalist said, I wrote previously about his remarks there and just how bad Biden's slurring and incoherence is getting. It's hit a fever pitch at this point. But here's what he said about taxes that could hit the majority of Americans. In a speech to electrical union members in Washington, Biden, who's 81, slammed Trump's tax cuts and Job Act, TCJA, which permanently lowered corporate tax rates from 35 to 21 and temporarily lower personal income tax rates through 2025 as a giveaway to the rich. We all know when businesses save, they hire more people. I mean, they hire more people. They put back more into the business. Everyone knows this. They're able to give people more raises, but they can't do that if government come in and take more money. He goes on to say Trump was proud, very proud of his $2 trillion tax cut when he was president that overwhelmingly benefit the wealthy and the biggest corporations and exploded the federal debt. Biden said of his predecessor ahead of the expected November election rematch. So instead of saving people money by cutting taxes and saying maybe we need to get this government spending under control, he's blaming Trump for giving people a break. But Biden then let the cat out the bag, indicating he was going to let the tax cut for Americans lapse if he was put back in office. We knew this was going to happen, though. Only people who's not paying attention knew that he would let the tax cuts lapse. We knew this. And I love my Trump tax cuts. I really do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was pleasantly surprised when I did my taxes this year, and I didn't owe as much as I normally did. But I digress. Let's play this clip here with Biden.
By the way, there's no exaggeration here. It's going to expire. And if I'm reelected, it's going to stay expired.
Oops.
Look.
Oops. he made a mistake. I mean, he definitely made a mistake there. He can't help it, though. He can't help it. I don't think he knows what he's saying most of the time, but he definitely let the cat out the bag by saying that he's going to let it expire, which we knew he was going to say. I mean, which we knew he was going to do if he become president, but just hearing him admit that, I can't believe he actually admitted that. Because, again, he did not care about normal Americans, and the tax cuts will help normal Americans. Now, the cuts for corporations will still be there. It's the cuts for the Americans that's going to be cutting out for normal Americans, our average Americans. Tax cuts. So our taxes are going to go up if Biden is in office. He admitted it. By the way, he said, quote, "By the way, it's going to expire, and if I'm reelected, it's going to stay expired," Biden announced in a creepy whisper. Why his handlers don't tell him to stop that creepy whispering is beyond me. I don't know why he thinks that's cute. But the Tax Foundation says Americans could be hit by across-the-board income tax hikes if the TCJA is allowed to lapse. Quote, "Congress has less than 2 years to prevent tax hikes on the vast majority of Americans from taking place," the foundation said in a blog post last month, promoting a calculator tool that allows people to determine their own likely tax hike. According to the IRS data, Trump tax cuts help most Americans, the working and middle class being the biggest beneficiaries, not the rich, as Biden falsely claimed. This is by the IRS own data. So again, Biden is not telling the truth. And yes, Joe, please run on saying you're going to make everyone's taxes go up. That should go over well as a campaign slogan, especially combined with your forgiving student debt on the backs of taxpayers to buy votes. But I expect we will probably see a White House effort to clean up Biden saying the quiet part out loud. Of course, they can try to clean it up because they will know that letting this out is going to hurt him. I can already see Trump putting out ads on this. He's gonna raise your taxes, and he admitted in showing that clip. I can definitely see that. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.